Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Washido and we are continuing to play Slay the Princess. So yeah, let's go.
You're here to slay her.
Yeah, I'm here to slay her. Yeah, I know that. The end of the world? What are you talking
I'm
about?
talking about the end of everything
As we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps no more problems.
And perhaps
Yeah, I heard that. Look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face.
I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies.
We'll see about that.
The more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out.
We'll see about that.
Then each and every one of us is doomed.
About that too.
So sure, go, talk to her.
Thanks.
See how that turns out for all of us.
We'll do, brother, we'll do. Doing it right now, to be
You
honest.
make your way up the short path to the cabin.
You find the princess within. Proceed into the cabin. Okay, I'm inside. Now I need to take the knife, right?
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely
No mirror, by the way.
the air.
I take the blade
Take the blade from the table.
and enter the basement. Maybe I shouldn't have taken the blade, but I don't know.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Who's there? That's me.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Again, we'll see about that. Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
Oh, okay. Doing it.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Well, I should, but What? No way, why would you even think that?
That giant knife you're holding kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
I just use it to chop some meat.
The blade. Of course she doesn't want to talk. Who'd want to have a conversation at knife point? We should drop it. Don't you dare.
Don't I dare,
It's fine.
okay.
We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Drop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
We'll see about that.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
Yeah,
We'll be fine.
I'm sure about
I don't know
that.
what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her.
Why?
Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
I remember about it, don't worry about that, I'm not
So
an
here
idiot.
we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
We do have a relationship? I don't think so. I'm here because you're supposed to end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
Why?
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
Yeah.
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Yeah.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here?
Yeah, that was my
chained
question
to a
all
wall?
along.
Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Not really. What are you going to do if I let you out of here?
Princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
I don't think I can answer that question in a way you'd find meaningful.
What do you mean by that?
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust.
Huh.
Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
That's true.
That doesn't sound right to me.
True.
And I don't think it sounds right to you either.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, Do you?
Yeah.
What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
One thing, her word isn't worth anything.
Off, dude.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
That's a good question.
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk.
Mm-hmm.
We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
Well, tell me about this subjugation. A relationship are coming on to me.
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Kind of not, but okay. How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
Why is that? F you.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
What do you mean?
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade.
What do you mean by that?
Suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right?
I sure hope not.
She is. I'm sure of it.
What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
We'll see about that, boy. How long have you been down here?
Too long.
You don't remember, right? Okay, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
Yeah.
You know why you're here.
Yep. I'm getting you out of here. Let's do that for now.
Oh, you have to be kidding me.
I'm not.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
There was nothing there, but yeah,
Doubt.
okay.
Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Sounds true. I'm going to check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there, and if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free.
I'll be here.
Sure.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
You bitch.
Is someone else here?
Try the door.
But it's locked from the outside. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't.
You did that, you piece of shit.
Done.
Hey, let me out of here.
And pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and
Return to the bottom of the
you
stairs.
make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to.
Narrator, you piece of...
Easier for whom?
Yeah,
Easier for everyone.
for you.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yeah.
The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
And how are we going to get out of here then?
You won't like what happens if you do that.
We will see about that. Save the princess.
Against your better
Jesus
judgment,
Christ.
you place the blade against the princess's
Dude.
arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
No, man.
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
She doesn't give a about that. How is that
She
possible?
didn't so much as utter a sound.
Yeah.
Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
That's my question too.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
How? Approach the locked
No,
door.
we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world.
Okay.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
No.
This isn't fair. You can't just do that.
True.
Watch me.
Dude. Warn her.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
I don't remember. I don't believe you. Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes.
Thanks.
I'll make this quick.
You'll kill me, right?
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
Maybe.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease.
She's quite cold, isn't she?
Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it?
Because of the fucking narrator, yeah.
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Yeah. If she really destroyed the world and you die, it was worth it.
You're on a path in the woods.
Yeah.
Slay her.
Yeah, sure. Okay, no.
Don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess.
Mere
should
princess,
stop you
yeah,
from
go
saving
you.
us all. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around.
Oh,
I
skeptic,
wouldn't trust
nice.
a word out of his mouth.
True, dude.
There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess.
We just have to try.
I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Okay, let's proceed to the cabin. We're not talking to him about
warning.
anything.
But she will lie.
She will lie to you.
Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Just say wink out loud.
He did not.
No, I didn't. Wink. Ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
You're the clown, dude. Okay, but we don't have
The
a...
interior of the cabin
Oh.
is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison.
This looks more like a prison, to be honest, so yeah.
The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched. The blade is your
Yeah, let's take the blade still take the blade, because we don't have any keys.
You take the blade from the table. Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
And enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open,
Looks cool.
revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come.
Does she remember us?
I don't know about that. We'll see.
You walk down
Oh,
the stairs,
fuck me,
lock eyes
dude.
with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
Yeah, I cannot use a knife to cut her out of this, so yeah, they did it. Fuck you.
Should we be worried about the one around her neck?
Yeah.
Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall?
Yeah.
Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
True.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
I'm not going to do that. Yeah, let's sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
True.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Sit where you were taught to sit.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
My real intentions? I've been here before and I'm the only one who remembers that.
Oh, are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
Oh, so we were oh shit, I'm sorry.
First you make a comment about having been here before, and now this. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency.
Contingency? Oh, really?
A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just... good luck.
Nah, like I believe you.
If you knew this could happen, why didn't you tell us? All of this is incredibly valuable information. It would have changed our actions considerably. I needed you to be in the dark for as long as I could keep you there. It's important. Necessary, even. And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative.
Like you see that, Jesus Christ.
That's pathetic.
Yeah.
I never said I wasn't.
That's a cool line.
I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that.
I don't really give a fuck if I'm not the first version of myself, to be honest.
Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright? Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark? The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that.
I don't really accept that.
Won't.
Yeah.
Fine, but you won't get another word from me on the matter.
I sure am.
Yeah, sure. We'll see about that. Just give it a rest, this isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
I'm not daydreaming, I'm sorry. What happened after I died last time?
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again.
More of them. Okay.
And now you're back.
Okay.
Is that really all she knows? It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I believe her, to be honest.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
Yeah. That other chain on the wall, who is it for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
Maybe it will.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Yeah, I understand that. You were asking about my intentions earlier. What do you mean by that?
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here? There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, and I don't see any keys in your hands either. So I'm afraid my only way out is another surgical removal.
Which I cannot do because I would have to remove your head too.
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck? Or does she think she'd survive a beheading? You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her. Unless she really could survive.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
True, true. Inspect the shackle.
I wouldn't do that if
I just want to inspect it, dude.
Why is that? Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is?
I I didn't say I want to put it on myself. I just want to inspect it.
And
Inspect
what?
it.
Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it? I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe it will.
Why?
He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate. What if he's telling the truth? He isn't. I am.
Let's inspect it. Why not?
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next. What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad? Yes, it's bad.
Okay.
Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time.
It locks on us.
Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck.
Okay.
And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement.
Okay.
Excuse me? Yes? Are we stuck here now?
Looks like it.
Yes.
Okay.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Kind of ironic, isn't it?
What are we supposed to do now? Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve.
Like she will.
That's horrible. It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information. Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch?
No.
That there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
Good job, Skeptic. Did you know that this was going to happen to me?
No.
So we're both stuck here.
Yep.
That's a lot of words coming from your mouth. Not one for the small talk, are you?
Nope.
That's rude.
Okay. What should we do? Wait
You
in
and the
silence.
princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything. This is so boring.
Well, I'm sorry.
There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing.
Like what?
There isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. At least the world is safe. It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything.
Well, she's here,
She's
isn't
not
she?
ending anything. She's just sitting there.
Yeah.
Her very existence is a threat. It harms
How
everything
so?
around it.
Why?
How exactly does that work? It just does.
Oh, yeah, sure.
But your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again.
Thanks.
Let me guess. The cabin remains the same. If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work.
Good, Skeptic.
I suppose you're correct. Things are changing.
Thank
The
you.
differences are small at first. A bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there. But then they get larger. And larger.
Hey, have you noticed basement been changing?
I don't like small talk. Remember?
This is not a small talk.
Still rude.
Continue to wait in silence.
You continue to wait in silence, and the
Ooh.
cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls. That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
That's true, dude.
She hasn't starved. I guess she hasn't. Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass, and pass, and pass.
Okay, and she will die from earth, no? From suffocation.
Until suddenly, there are no walls. And then...
And then what?
And... I think he's gone.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us. So this is the outside world. It's cold.
I'm sorry. Wait, that was it? But you do not get the chance to respond. Nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a... Why is it here? Why now?
Yeah, that's like too early, no? It's going to be okay, just trust me, we've been here before and you always get
It
scared.
feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
Yeah, it's kind of is.
Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
Sorry about that, dude, it's not the end. Whatever's on the other side is going to be nice.
Okay. If you say so, we'll trust you. Feels too good to be true.
You approach the mirror. Gaze into a reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. Yeah, that's me. You're withered. Withered because I was sitting a long time, yeah? Okay. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. There she is. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again.
Okay.
All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
Yeah. You can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes.
Okay, is it me or did your voice change? Maybe it's just me.
I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it.
How can you stand to be a contradiction?
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
Why, thank you. It doesn't matter how many times I go back, at least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less.
Oh, thank you.
Does it make you worse?
No.
Do you resent me?
No. If anything, it makes me like you more. I don't know what that says about me.
It says that your heart is gentle.
Thanks.
That even in the darkness you are guided by compassion.
What do you think of this vessel?
This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not. She will make for a clever heart.
That's true.
Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer.
I hope so. Do you know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me.
Oh, okay. So you become God only when I'm with you here. Is that it?
Perhaps this will change when our
Perhaps.
work is done.
Do you still not care what I bring you next?
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you.
Wow, that's... wow. Have you figured out what you want when we finished?
The desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves, but none of them rise above their dance to influence me. I yearn for what I have always yearned for, our awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of knowing you and knowing me.
How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
We will know when we near our destination.
Okay. So you don't have any preferences on how you'd like to change and grow?
The tides do not dictate where they are pulled. A river does not dictate its outlets. My gift to you is to let you choose your path, and my task is to treasure the gifts you bring me.
Okay, I'm ready to go back then.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
See ya. Okay, new chapter 1.
You're on a path.
Yeah. Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless,
Okay.
let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter. It's no
Yeah,
use
I
to
heard
guess.
that. I heard that. Oh, okay, thanks for telling me what to
Don't
do.
mention it. It's all part of the job. You make your way up the short path to the cabin.
Okay, you didn't say anything about her lying to me?
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted. The blade is your...
Yeah, I'm just entering the basement. I don't take the blade.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase.
I heard
voice soft
Hello? Is someone there?
is hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
We'll see about that. I'm here to save
How
you.
many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
No, dude.
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever.
I'm trying
Come
to.
downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
Ew, that sounds... that sounds cringy, but okay.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
I hope so.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Not really. Only my hands.
If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
As we are always. Hold on, let's talk a bit first.
Okay.
Sorry. What's your name?
Oh,
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
you can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
So you don't have a name as always.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess?
So Princess is your name.
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry, I've been down here so long I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name though. Everyone has a name.
That's true.
Okay, that's weird.
That's not that weird.
She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
If I'm the first person you've seen in a while, what have you been eating? Or drinking for that matter?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
What do you mean by that?
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant.
Is it though?
Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
Yeah. I was sent here to slay you. You're apparently supposed to end the world. But I don't think you're actually dangerous.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
It sure says I think.
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
That's... How long has she been locked away?
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world?
Not really. I was hoping you'd tell me.
I don't know how to destroy the world, if that's what you're getting at.
Okay, but I want to know.
I believe her.
I believe her, okay.
She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
What do you mean by that?
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust.
Yeah.
Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. I don't trust that. And I don't think you do either, or you wouldn't have come down here to talk.
True.
She has a point. We're talking like this for a reason.
So this shouldn't be about what I'd do if I got out of here, or me saying the right thing to convince you to save me. This is about how messed up this whole situation is. This is my life we're talking about.
True.
Do you really think I can even end the world? Why would I even want to?
I don't know.
We both know that if there's people we can't trust in this situation, it's whoever locked me down here, and it's whoever sent you here. And those two groups are probably one and the same.
Well, that sounds a bit meh, to be honest, but okay.
Don't let her turn the tables here. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person.
That's so romantic.
Subjugating monarch, no less.
I can't believe they're keeping you down here like this. I'm getting you out of here.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
If I can.
You're making a huge mistake.
Yeah, sure.
No, you're doing the right thing.
Thanks.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug.
Nah, nothing happens.
They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
No, I don't.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
And if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance.
Yeah.
If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free.
Okay.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement.
Yeah, you locked
Someone
me
else is-
again.
You try the door. Your shouts and plead. You're here to slay the princess. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
I'm sorry.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
And how would we do that?
She barely
Jesus!
hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Fuck me!
Rips her flesh from her bone. A sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Yeah, she looks like crazy girl, but I only can save the princess.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against
Jesus.
the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
Yeah, like the girl before her.
No. she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
If I can. Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are as the
You're
princess
doing this
approaches the
again?
bottom
You piece of
stair,
shit.
Your body steps forward. Wait, this isn't fair. Watch me.
What are you doing?
I'm not doing anything. Warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
I don't want to go.
The body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready, but the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect.
Jesus.
Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
No, you're not. There is only slay the princess and one resist. Okay.
The blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
You sure about that, girl? Don't.
We both know this isn't you.
Thank you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
Nothing.
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
Can you not kill me, please?
She plunges it into
Oh,
your
Jesus.
tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake.
Good job, dude.
For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone.
Like we give a f***, you piece of shit.
Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
Wow, you sure hate me.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right?
Well, it can.
Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The damsel. Yeah, let's go. It's going to be the guy who loves the girl now,
You're on
right?
the path. You're here.
Oh, you bastard. You're in for it. I'm wise to your tricks.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We just met for the first time.
Yeah, sure.
Doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best. Yes, he didn't approve of
Yes,
us last
smitten.
time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it. Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love. And the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works.
Why 4?
We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek.
Yeah, it sounds that.
What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Good words, dude. Proceed.
A warning. She will lie.
Yeah.
Already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in. I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice.
Yeah.
I do. But I also
do.
speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed. Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Proceed into the cabin. We do.
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your...
Yeah, okay. This looks like, the Prince's Tower. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. I suppose if we're to play the role of dashing knight, we need an equally dashing sword. That way she'll know we can defend her from her enemies.
It's not a sword, it's a fucking knife, but okay.
Hopefully it doesn't put her on edge, and hopefully it doesn't get turned on us. Again. There's no use arguing over motivations right now. It's good that you took the blade. You'll need it to do your job.
Enter the basement then.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls.
Why?
The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight.
Which is strange.
But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
The music. Do you hear the music?
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already. I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation.
I wouldn't say that about her, at least about the girl that killed us.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right?
I do hope so.
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit. Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing. And she called us a hero.
Because we are.
Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before.
No, I did not.
That's right, villain. And you killed us. Well, she killed us.
No, that was he.
Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
That's true.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time.
Sure.
We damned a whole world. But everything reset.
Yeah.
Nothing resets. You're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you.
Oh.
This is horrible.
Okay, that's an interesting information.
Horrible for you, maybe. But we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and treat her like the lady she is. Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her?
Why not?
We never saw a world end.
True.
Now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise. Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
What happened after I died?
You died, and now we're talking.
What do you mean by that? But before we start talking, did the world end? Did you end the world?
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Not really.
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips. Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
That's a confession that she would end the world for us. No, I don't want the world to end.
Then I didn't end the world.
What?
See? She didn't confess anything. She is innocence itself. Not so sure.
Yeah. I'm sorry about what happened last time. The narrator who sent me here to kill you took over my body. That was extremely unfair.
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
Yeah, sure.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually. That's because she's perfect. Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do?
That's an interesting question, by the way.
She doesn't. There's no one else like me.
Huh.
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
Do I have to cut you out again? I really didn't care for that last time.
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
No.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done.
I hope so.
What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains.
We'll see about that.
Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird? She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel. No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behavior and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
No, wait a second. I need to talk with her. You killed me last time and it hurt a lot. Why did you do that?
I'm sorry. Didn't you want me to?
What?
Did we? We warned her of the cruel forces seizing our body.
Yeah.
That's practically telling her to kill us.
Not really.
She is our beloved, and she made the choice to free us of our misery, to show us mercy. She made the best decision for her. Don't be so quick to assign
That's true.
kindness. You're just opening yourself up to manipulation.
Okay, let's rescue her again.
No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? Yes. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought. You wouldn't.
Oh, you see.
I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings.
Oh, it worked.
Shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed.
We'll see about that, darling.
I can't believe it. But I guess I have to. I told you. There's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh.
Why?
Are you sure you want to do this? Just one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade is buried in her back, and everyone out there is saved. Is that a threat? You know what we'll do if you try it. You're going to regret this.
I hope so.
What do we do now?
What do you want to do?
Let me guess. End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
Yeah.
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection. And then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
She shrugged? What was that? I want you to tell me what you want.
I just want to make you happy.
The sound.
She can't just want to make us happy.
The sound.
It makes sense to me. That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
There must be something you want.
I just want to make you happy.
She...
Is she broken? What's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on is she's lying to you, only she isn't a good liar. Are you starting to trust me now?
But what would make you
I
happy?
just want to make you happy.
Yeah. She's like, what the f,
This
dude?
isn't right. I don't know what's going on, but this isn't right. I fail to see the problem here. She's just sweet on us. You don't have to act like it's a big...
Dude, she looks differently. You have to want something more than just making me happy.
Okay, I'll find something else to want if that makes you happy.
Is it just me, or does it feel like we're alone right now? Like we're the only ones here?
And the world ended like that, just like that. You don't get the chance to ask another questions, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She was our perfect match.
Was she?
She's gone. Is that a...
Why now? Because approach it. You approach the mirror. Gaze into my reflection. Silence as you reach forward, the gun once again, but you need to see what's in it, yeah. That's me. You unraveled. What do you mean by unraveled? Yeah, okay. You find yourself in long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. There she is.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. I am curious to see what it means for us to know it.
Eee. Do you think there are people out there?
It doesn't matter if there are. People are too small for us. You and I are the only things that interest me.
Oh, she moves her mouth with her hands. That's, yeah, okay. Do you think that anything is real out there? Do you think that we're real?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist.
That's true. This music reminds me of Persona games. Do you have thoughts on this vessel?
This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart.
I didn't want to mold her to love me, but okay.
Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
Okay. Do you know what's going to happen when you awaken?
If I did, I would already be awake.
When you send me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator, and he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one?
No, their minds are empty, existent, but constantly shifting into something new. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
Something like that. He does, and when I find him, you and I are finally going to have answers. I hope so.
Do not look to one who fears me for your truth. The only answers worth knowing are those we can find within ourselves.
What? How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
One.
One?
Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular, a final multitude.
Okay, just one. If this is the last time, is there anything you would like me to bring you?
These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose for me when the thread is fully drawn.
Okay. If this is the last stage before your completion, then I'm not going back. I'm just going to stay here.
You've already tried waiting, but I understand if you need more time. I'll wait with you.
Oh no, okay, I tried waiting. There is no waiting forever. And then I'm ready to go back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are.
We'll see.
I will be here, waiting for you.
Yeah. Everything goes dark and I die.